by sharing the evening with them. And yeah, back in the Middle Ark, one time we played a gig with this young teenage fiddler. She was a phenomenon. And we went back into the warm-up room, and she was all slumped in the corner. Her hair was a mess. I think she was sleeping. I don't know if she'd been doing drugs. I don't know if back in the day she did. Can I start that? Sorry, another mistake.
Yeah.
But anyway, when it was time to play, she sort of got up, shook it all off, and wandered onto the stage and just blew us away. And her name was Alison Krauss. How about that? And my conclusion at the end of the show was she was a great fiddler, but she shouldn't sing. Because, well, she was singing. Back in the day, she sang with this little pierced, pinched voice, I thought.
Yes, you're right.
And there's still a lot of people who loved the way she sang, but then she figured things out and went on. But the biggest thrill for me was sitting backstage again at the Little Ark. It was just me and Doc Watson. And he was the one that I picked up on in 1969 when I started playing guitar. He was the one I wanted to play like, and I learned all of his tunes. And somehow I never could do them very well, but my son can. So there you go. So we'd like to do a couple of back-to-back Doc Watson numbers for you. And we're going to start with one of his, one called the Tennessee Stud, featuring the Tarrytown Terror. About 1825, I left Tennessee very much alive. And I never would have got through the local someone if I hadn't been running that Tennessee Stud. I had some trouble with my sweetheart's pile. One of her brothers was that outlaw. I sent her a letter from my Uncle Bud, and I rode away on the Tennessee Stud. Tennessee Stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. We drifted on down in an old man's land. We crossed that river called the Rio Grande. I raced my horse with the Spaniards folk till I got me a skill full of silver and gold. When me and the gambler we couldn't agree, we got in a fight for Tennessee. We jerked our guns and he fell with a thud, and I rode away on the Tennessee Stud. The Tennessee Stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. Well, if there's the most mess a man can be, dreaming of my girl from Tennessee. Tennessee Stud's green eyes turned blue, cause he was thinking about her sweetheart too. We looked right back across Arkansas. I whooped her brother and I whooped her pa. When I found my girl with the golden hair, she was around that Tennessee mare. The Tennessee Stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. Stirrup to stirrup and side by side, we crossed the rivers and the valleys wide. We came to big money, then we boarded a flood on the Tennessee mare and the Tennessee Stud.
little baby on the cabin floor, little first cold came around the door. I little my sweater with the golden hair, the Tennessee stud was a Tennessee hair. The Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud.
Paul, you're in fine voice tonight. That was very nice. Very nice. We'll have to have Paul sing something else here before we're done.
Yes.
I don't know that one. How does it go? Something else?
All right, George, you made it.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be happy about it, but I'm here.
All right.
What's left of me?
All right, well, we're playing one long set, George, and at some point, either you're going to wander up here and tap me on the shoulder, or I'm going to go down there and tap you on the shoulder and get you up here to sing a couple of songs, okay?
All right, I'll go back and see if I can get close to being in tune.
That doesn't matter with us.
That's why I like coming up here. You guys can do what you need to do. Get up there to the mic.
That's what it is. Well, let's do another Doc song. This one is called what, Daniel?
The train that carried my girl from town. If I had my gun, I'd pull that hammer down. Lord, shoot that round and took my girl from town. Hey, that train that carried my girl from town. Hey, hey, hey,
Boys, let's do another fiddle tune. Maybe do Red-Haired Boy. You know, Willard was actually a red-haired boy back in the day.
Back when horse hair and.
Yeah. He had, well, I have to tell a couple of stories about Willard on this thing. So he had red hair, but he was clean shaven until we were at a Saline County fair, and I entered a pie eating contest, and a cow almost stepped on his head. And you know, the next morning, this beard sprouted in, just grew in overnight, and he never did get rid of it. And so we used to play at Lung's before we went to the Pretzel Bell in like 1971, and we had this big hat box that Dick brought with him. And Willard was the one required to put on all these crazy hats. He had a grandma's bonnet, like an Easter bonnet that Willard would have to wear. He actually had a paper mache horse's head that Willard would have to wear when we played Molly and Tim Brooks, a racehorse song. And he ran his bow through the nostrils. And then he had this hideous Frankenstein rubber mask that Willard would put on. And Dick was a physician. He was in residency training at the time. And he'd go over to Willard, he'd say, "Sir, you don't look well. Why don't you stick out your tongue?" And so Willard would stretch the mouth slit, and his red beard would appear. It was a highlight for me.
It was grotesque.
That was...
Well,
that was back in the day.
Well, the real reason I have a beard is to cover this weeping sore.
Yeah, I know. We know that. That's right. We don't share water bottles. So what are we doing?
Yes, what
Oh, you're red-haired boy. One thing does lead to another. You guys want to do that, or would you rather do something different?
I don't care. Red-haired boy. Or
I'll
now.
move on from this story. Yeah, red-haired boy is good. Yeah.
Here's one called The Red-Haired Boy.